Hi friends, welcome back to another episode on practical penmanship. Today's topic is content. So if you're somebody who wants to get started with handwriting, but you're not sure what to write about, then stay tuned because I've got some suggestions. Now that we're here at the writing desk, I can offer some suggestions as to the type of content you can fill your daily writing routine with. One of the first things I recommend is that you date every single entry in your journal. This is going to allow for you to keep track of your progress through handwriting, whether or not you're interested in the quality of your handwriting or whether or not you're interested in observing your own thinking patterns. So one of the first things you can do, and one of the least intimidating ways to enter and establish a daily handwriting routine, is by simply practicing your letters. You can practice your letters of the alphabet, or you can practice drills related to handwriting. So I highly recommend that you write in cursive, and these whole arm movement drills here are a way for you to begin to improve your handwriting, but also get the hand moving and help in establishing that daily writing routine. I do recommend that you move on from doing drills and focusing on letters, because ultimately the greatest value that comes from handwriting is observing this inner dialogue that takes place within all of us. And we can manifest that dialogue through handwriting, through journal entries, and by simply having a conversation with ourselves through the pen. One thing that I do to get the mind moving and to get the hand moving is to simply begin acknowledging things that I'm grateful for. And with this, you can start off at the most obvious place. And usually I'll start off with, I'm grateful for my hands. I'm grateful for the ability to write. I'm grateful to have a variety of pens to choose from. I'm grateful for having been taught cursive. I'm grateful that I can articulate myself through the English language. And in this way, you can begin to observe the type of thoughts and the type of things that you are actually grateful for. And there's this great quote by Kevin Trudeau, and he says, "The more you're grateful, the more you'll be given to be grateful for." And so I highly recommend that through your journal entries, you express gratitude of some kind. And it could be for the most obvious things. I'm grateful that I have a bed to sleep in. I'm grateful that I have 2 feet to stand on. And in that way, you can move on to some of the more profound things that you are truly grateful for, and some of the simple things that you may take for granted on a day-to-day basis. Another way to maintain your daily writing routine is by simply writing about what's happened in your life. And in this way, we can better understand our own opinions and feelings about what's happening in our day-to-day lives. And with that clarity, we can move forward with more confidence and greater decisiveness. Another suggestion I have is to copy down quotes that you think are important. I think it is very important for each of us to find individuals who either have what we want or are great teachers of subjects that we're interested in. And in that way, we can take quotes from them and keep them in our journals so that if we ever need some guidance, we can always look back to our journal entries and read these quotes and fuel inspiration. I also highly recommend that when you're doing journal entries, that you try to articulate yourself in grammatically correct English as much as possible. Handwriting is the most unique exercise in that it involves kinesthetic movement and cognitive thinking. And in this way, we can begin to, one, discover our inner writer voice, that inner voice that we have that narrates, and two, we can begin to develop how we choose to speak in our day-to-day lives. So as an educator and as an orator, I have found that handwriting and journaling my thoughts and trying to articulate myself in grammatically correct English using complete sentences, I'm more capable of speaking impromptu, whether that be in front of the camera here or whether or not I'm doing a public speaking or I'm teaching class in the setting that I teach classes. I'm able to articulate myself in a way that can be a little bit more creative or a way that is more fluid for my audience. And so there are a lot of practical benefits to be gained from handwriting and daily journal entries. And so I highly recommend that you go out and begin your daily writing routine. And if you, as a viewer of this video, have any suggestions as to what others can include in their handwriting entries, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to know what you guys write. In my book, Creative Brain Training, I offer suggestions as to what sort of topics you can tap into when it comes to maintaining a consistent practice of journal entries. And this way we can begin to contemplate and reflect upon some of the things that we've gone through in our own life. And I find this really valuable to keep record of, because the way I think today is very different than the way I used to think several years ago when I first started a journal practice. And I highly recommend that you keep your journals for the long run, because it's really valuable to go back and look at some of the ways we used to think and how we change over time. And for me, I've always seen it as a motivator. And because I'm always changing, I'm constantly pushing myself to grow. So friends, that's all I have for you on the subject of content for your daily writing routine. I hope that you have found this video helpful. If you have any suggestions for others that are interested in prompts or questions that they can answer in their daily journal entries, make sure you leave that in the comment section down below. I'm as curious as anyone else as to the type of things that you guys are writing about. And if you have any questions on this topic, please leave it down in the section below, because I am more than willing to answer any questions. If you stuck around to the end of this video, make sure you hit that like button to let me know, and hit that subscribe button if you're interested in more content I provide. I have a practical penmanship video coming out every Tuesday, and I'm working on a daily video routine that should be interesting for you guys, and I'm really excited about it. So hopefully you guys stick around for that. I really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of this video, and I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Take care.